live. Yeah, we going live. Hey, we going live. Yeah, we going live. Yeah, we going. Yeah, we going. Yeah, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
All right, on to the real.
On to the real.
All right, now, Anthony Seratelli.
Yeah.
I think I said that right.
Yes.
He is the owner and founder of Jersey Filmmaker.
Yeah.
And let me just say, I watched the entire episode of this last I Am Athlete podcast where they had Rick Ross on.
Yes. It was so good.
Y'all, it was such a good episode.
Good. No diamonds he was dropping. Oh my
right.
God.
Yeah,
was so good. Yeah.
He really dropped some nuggets in this. But Mr. Anthony Seratelli is a producer on the I Am Athlete podcast.
Yes. But he is a former baseball player, professional baseball player.
Okay.
He started out playing baseball. He was with the Mets organization and the Royals at one point. And so the way that I found out about him is through the I Am Athlete podcast, because it was, so for you all who don't know, the I Am Athlete podcast is 4 former NFL players, Brandon Marshall, Chad Johnson, Channing Crowder, and Fred Taylor. And so they were getting ready to close out the show, this particular episode, and Chad Johnson said, "No, I'm not ready to go because I'm gonna be alone." Apparently his woman was out of town or something. So he was like, "No, I'm not ready to go." And he made the producers come out from behind the cameras and sit down, and Anthony sat next to him. And he told his story about playing baseball, but he said something that I thought was key in his response, because it made me think about what we do with the project, like why the project's so important to us. Because he said he wasn't necessarily looking for like that side of things, to be into film and to be into producing. He said, but when he tried it, he said, I just tried it because it was something to do, and I figured out that I loved it. And he said, so I've never missed not playing the game, because I found what was next, what I loved next, equally or more.
Wow. And
I love that. Like, it just caught me. I was like, that is it. That's the feeling you want somebody to have right there. Yeah. Like, I am okay with the game being over for me, whatever it is, because I got this thing that I love to do just as much. Like, that is the feeling we want every athlete to have when it's over, whenever it's over. And so I thought that was really powerful for him to say. And so he has been able to clearly take his talents in filmmaking. I think they just won a Streamy, he and his partner, because so Streamy is kind of the Emmy of streaming, and so YouTube kind of runs that. That's their world.
That's their word. Okay.
And they won a Streamy for what's her name? Oh, I can't think of. Look, it's something. It's a strange name. This lady has a strange name, but she's a YouTube star who talks very openly about her mental health issues.
Yeah.
Lou. Oh, I can't think of her name. But so they did a little mini series on YouTube with her, discussing, because she's got multiple mental health disorders. And so they had this conversation. Yeah. And so she was really willing to be open, and they want to stream it. And so they were proud because they beat Justin Bieber, who apparently was supposed to be the winner of this streaming. And they beat Justin Bieber to win. So
okay.
So but I loved his story. I just loved you know, him and what he said and how he talked about it. It just made the most sense to me. Like this is how everybody should, like, I appreciate that guys, you know, get out of whenever they stop playing, or girls when they stop playing and they find something else, kind of like, because this is the thing that Fred Taylor said that I love. Fred Taylor actually said, did you find it or did it find you?
It's a great question.
And he was like, it found me. If I'm honest, it found me, because I wasn't necessarily looking for it, but it found me. But how about if you were being proactive and you found it?
Right. Yeah.
I'm just saying. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just smiling because
No,
I just
you're
love
okay.
it. But this is literally why we do what we do, because this is where we want everybody to be.
Right. And you know, this is work that we were both passionate about, but it both kind of found us, like, you know.
Oh yeah, listen. Nowhere in my head was I think ever that this would be the lane I'd be in.
Right.
Ever. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's listen to what you call me. I'm like the girly homegirl. Like I'm that girly homegirl, but I promise you, this will never have been anything that I would have set out to be.
Yeah.
Into, but I love it.
Yeah.
So
me too. Yeah.
Love it. So yeah. So shout out to you, Mr. Seratelli.
Yes. Shout out to you, sir.
Yeah.
Feel good final thought?
Man, listen.
Now, I'm gonna let you speak about the first person because Yeah.
Okay.
He just had a birthday that passed.
Yesterday.
Yep. Happy birthday, GOAT.
Yep.
But no,
happy birthday, LeBron.
Right. You actually brought this one to the table because of the continued work that he's done with the I Promise community. So what has he done lately?
So I Promise, of course, started out as just the school, right? He was like, I'm just going to bring a really forward-thinking, different approach to education to my hood, which was in Akron, Ohio, right?
Right.
But it has blossomed and grown into so many different. It's literally become a community initiative and not just an education initiative. Like literally, it is. He has. I think they've got like gardens that they've started. They've got. They just bought this massive building. I don't even remember the name of what it is. This massive building that they are converting into like a place where parents can be trained, learn skill sets, and be a community place for, you know, the kids to come after school. It's amazing. So they've done so much stuff in that one part in Akron, in that community. And so for me, I was most excited about it because I feel like his mindset is, I'm going to get it right here so that it can be replicated everywhere.
Right.
And so that's my hope. So I don't know. Of course, we would hope that LeBron was listening because you love him so much. As a basketball fan, I love him so much as a man. So LeBron, my hope is that your goal is to find other young men that are in professional sports to have these platforms like yours, who come from areas that are disenfranchised like yours was, and teach them how to do what you did with I Promise and this I Promise community, so that they can then do the same thing. This is how it can grow. This is how it can change the trajectory of urban life.
Yeah.
Literally, these parents, they buy in, the kids buy in, the neighborhood, the people that ain't got kids buy in because they see like what it's doing for their area.
Right.
And it's going to have to take people with a platform like a LeBron or somebody else that's a professional person or a celebrity or somebody to do it in order for people to get behind it the way that they need to, I feel. And so that's why I'm like, I hope that he takes this formula and passes it on to some other people who can go into their communities and do the same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. I wish I was in a position to, to kind of do the same. I mean, just at that level, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like real talk. No,
yeah.
I mean, and the only other way it works is you got to get a group of people together who might not be on that big of a scale to work together. But Lord, how do you get them to work together? Like,
yeah. Well, and that's why, like, somebody at his level, the people will just come to him when he says, like, yo, this is what I want to do.
Like it.
Yeah.
It'll have to be people with that platform. It's not even, he hasn't even, I mean, literally, I can't remember the details, but like the people that they talked about when I watched the little piece on it, that have the companies, I mean, major companies who have stepped in to help to make things work. Come on.
Yeah.
It had to be. It'll have to be that name behind it.
Yeah.
To get it done. So.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
So salute to you, Go James. No, I know, but no.
Yeah.
Flowers, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
why you can receive them.
Flowers. For sure, sir. For sure.
Now we got a second feel good final thought. And after seeing this one, I was like, we got to do both of them. You know what I'm saying? I know that we did push, you know, sometimes we push them out. Sometimes we say, okay, we'll get to that one next week. But this one, I thought it was important to just do both. And so this feel good final thought is dedicated to Simone Jelks. And she was promoted to be an NBA ref. And she is the 7th female NBA ref. And in history. In NBA history.
Yeah.
But you just hear more stories like this, and you know, I won't dig into Becky Hammond, but she was the first woman's head coach after Pop got ejected last night. But you know, you see the NBA and they're just getting it right. You know,
all around.
All the other sports leagues, you don't see them. You know, you don't see them getting it like this.
Yeah. NFL creeping.
But theirs feels reactionary, right? Like you see what the football team in Washington did, and it doesn't feel genuine like the NBA's decisions do.
Because the NBA is being reactionary and it's being proactive, and everybody else is reactive. That's why.
Exactly.
They're the pioneers, and so everybody else has to just fall in line. I don't care.
Yeah.
React. If that's what it takes to get it done.
True, yeah.
Somebody got to be the start. So I'm good. It's good. Yeah. But good job. I'm happy for her.
Yeah, salute to her, Miss Simone Jelks. Flowers.
Absolutely.
All right, show picks.
Listen, sir.
We watching.
I know most of the people who listen to this podcast have seen this by now. My girl, Shonda Rhimes.
Oh, yeah.
Got a new show on Netflix.
She does.
Ooh, my goodness. Called Bridgeton. But it's definitely a departure from her typical. It's set back in the 1600. I don't know if they ever said, but it's old like back then, like old times. With a twist.
Right.
Which I love because there's this. I know she's the executive producer. Let me say that. So someone else wrote this, right? But I love the way that they have incorporated race relations in this show, even though it's set back then.
Yeah.
Really cool. Because the whole kind of the underlying thing it's not a big storyline, but it's an underlying storyline. It's the whole race thing because the king picked a black queen to be his wife.
Right.
And that opened the doors for all of these people who were of African descent to be able to hold places of posture in this society.
Okay.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
really, listen, everybody that I made myself stop watching. I watched half one day, half the other day. Everybody else I talked to, like I couldn't stop. They just binged the whole season in one. Like my aunt and two of my friends was like, yeah, no, I started watching at night and I didn't go to bed till the next morning. So, like, oh, okay. So no, it is really good. Kudos to her.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Shonda Rhimes is, you know, up there with some of the best writers, you know what I'm saying?
And let me just put this out here. If you ever see this, Miss Rhimes, we would love to be a part of your media company. She does have podcasts on with her company.
Yes, please. Yes.
I would love to be produced by Shonda Rhimes.
As a matter of fact, I just got,
you got that cord.
I got it today. Yeah, we're going to be sending you something soon, Ms. Rhimes.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So mine was, and you talked about it earlier, how you couldn't watch it yet, but I did watch Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Mm-hmm. And while it left me wanting more, from the standpoint of like this piece was like just a piece in time. Like it wasn't a whole, like, let's look at her entire life. It was really just one piece or one moment in time about her life and about the people around her, the musicians. And it really was, seeing Chadwick Boseman in his last role, it did, it hurt, you know what I'm saying, a little bit. It's just like, kind of like when looking at the Kobe podcast where he was on Knuckleheads and all the smoke, and it's like, man, he's not here anymore. But they did a fantastic job. The acting is top notch.
Well, what do you expect from Chadwick and my girl?
Let me say it a third time, the acting is top notch. Like,
that's my girl right there. I'm sorry.
They both were standouts.
Both were standouts in this film. I heard she gained like to 200 pounds to play that role.
Yeah. You saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm gonna watch
I know you need some time.
Yeah, I can't
watch it, but when you watch it, I guarantee you it'll be a treat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
We at the end of another one.
Yeah.
Episode 93 in the books. We are 7 away from our 100th episode. And when you hear this, this will be January 1st. I mean, we only recording it the night before, but
it will be in a few hours. It'll be January 1st. Yes.
So we're really coming up quickly on this 100th episode, and so I'm so excited to like actually do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. My mind has just been going, right? So
I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Creative juices are flowing with that one. Let's get it done. Like, let's go.
You know what? We're gonna have to discuss too, because I like the other day I was just sitting thinking about it, and I was like, man, I think the place that we have him, have in mind to have it at, like, is the perfect spot.
Yeah.
And I didn't, in my mind, and broke the bank about all the stuff that we can do and have and all that. And I'm like, man, we gotta, we gotta figure this out.
It's gonna come. Yeah. We'll be good. Yeah. No, I'm excited.
Me too. Yeah.
I'm excited. This is an accomplishment. For sure.
Yeah. As always, we truly appreciate you guys listening and taking your time out to support our podcast.
Yeah.
If you want to hit us up on IG at @field2 the real podcast. If you want to hit us up on Twitter at @field2 P1. @2 the real P1. If you want to shoot us an email, it's field to the real podcast @gmail.com. Please go to our YouTube page. It's Field to the Real Podcast. That's the name of the YouTube page. Subscribe, share, like, comment, all of that good jazz.
You see behind us? You see
yes.
that? That's all you got to look for. That right there.
Feels a real podcast.
That's what you see.
Right. Oh wait. I'm sorry. Right there.
That right there.
Feels a real podcast. Yeah, episode 93 in the books.
All right.
Yeah. As always, we love you guys.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.
Now put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me.